Good morning, everyone. It's Stamp Ventures with Shauna, Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm just getting set up here for coffee break stamping here on June 13th. Oh my gosh, it's almost the middle of June. I'm just trying to connect to my iPad. So hopefully I'll be able to see if there's some comments that come through. Just when I went to start the video and get things set up, I realized that my iPad was currently updating Facebook. So I had to wait just a few minutes because the app was being updated. So yeah, all right. I think I've made the connection now. So if you're there, give a wave, say hello, tell me if you're drinking coffee, or if you don't like coffee, what do you like to drink in the morning? And we'll get this started. Hi, Sue, and there's another Susan from Florida. Wow, what is the weather like in Florida today? Here in Moose Jaw, Canada, we're having more wind again. The wind has been so bad, we can't keep the cover on our pool. It keeps breaking the straps and blowing the cover off. That's how bad our wind has been. It's happened like 4 times in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, we're getting just a little tired of it. Oh, hello, Glenda. You've had your coffee and you're now on to water. Well, good for you. Yeah, you probably had a more productive and earlier start to your day than me. I'm just going really slowly this morning. Beautiful and 88 and sunny. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm not sure what 88 works to and converts to in Celsius, but that's a pretty decent day. And we're going to have a really hot day here. 31, which I'm sure it's got to be close to 88, maybe even a little bit warmer, but it's cloudy right now, and so yeah, it's probably going to be humid, which we're not all that used to here because we're usually kind of dry. But and hello, Tracy, great to see you pop on this morning. Okay, well, I'm going to get started here with stamping, and I like to do something quick on Saturday morning coffee break. And so today I picked out something from this brochure, and some of you may not have seen it before. This Make Beautiful Things will show you how. Basically what this is a brochure that was created as an introduction to stamping. So for people who have never heard or seen of stamping or Stampin' Up! Before, the large catalog, our new annual catalog, any of our annual catalogs could be really overwhelming. And so Stampin' Up! Has created these smaller introductory brochures, or sometimes they call them the beginner brochure. But for people like me who have been stamping for over 17 years, I call it the quick and easy idea brochure. So there's just, yeah, it's very small, but like when I first open to the, very beginning here, I saw these cards and I loved them. And there are suggested things that you can purchase to make these easy cards, but all of with the exception of maybe like the words and a couple of flowers on them, there's a lot of pre-printed papers. I think they're actually like little, what do they call them? Cards and more. So it's a set of envelopes with little pre-printed cards, and then you just do some stamping on in the areas where it's blank, and they give you suggestions, and it's super fast and easy. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to convert this to a fast and easy experience for coffee break stamping today. And this paper that they've used on these pre-printed note cards, or card fronts, I guess is what they are, because then you glue them to the front of the base. They used designs from this paper that's in the large catalog called Flowers for Every Season, and it's beautiful paper. You can see I've already been cutting up and using the sunflower paper, and then yeah, just spectacular patterns and colors and so vibrant for this time of year. And it is really flowers for every season because, where is it here? There it is. Those are poinsettias for Christmas. So there's all kinds of occasions and seasons that you can use this paper for. So I used the paper that they also used on this note card front right here, and I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to kind of copy that idea. But I wanted to use this paper in a way that would make it help me to get more cards than just one, because it's a 6x6 piece, and a normal card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 in our Stampin' Up! Medium-sized, the regular sized cards that we make. That I would only be able to get one card front if I made it exactly like this. So what I did was I sliced it in half at 3, and then I cut a little bit off the bottom so that it's 4 1/4 tall. It's still early in the morning for me. Okay, so 3, and so now I'm going to get 2 cards out of one of these little 6x6 pieces of paper, and in a whole pack of this you get 4 of each design. So I could make 8 cards like this using this idea. So then I took some white, which is what they did to mount this this design on, and oh, hang on. I did not do a very good job of cutting there, because the numbers there are okay. Let me see. Which one did I make a mistake on in cutting? All right, here we go. So 3, okay, that's a generous, but it's 3, but it's a generous 3, and 4 1/4. So cut the designer paper right. So it is the white cardstock that I made the mistake on, and I'm just looking to see where's another piece of white cardstock that I can cut so that we've got the right size. Okay, look at that. Whew. Emergency piece of white cardstock. Okay, so I want to do 3 1/4 because the first one was 3. So now you're getting a quick tutorial in cutting as well. And then so 4 1/4. So I need to make this one 4 1/2. There we go. I usually just go 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way on for both dimensions, both sides. Sometimes I only do 1/8 of an inch if I want it to be a really, really slim and thin border. And I could have done that with this one too, but I think I liked it just with the quarter inch, which is easy. Whew, just about knocked over my water glass there. Okay, so that's going to be the feature, the focal point of the card, because the paper is just so beautiful. I don't need a whole lot of anything else. And this is our new Magenta Madness cardstock. And I've got a card base that I've created out of it. And I could just take and glue this down and put my words there. And I'll do the words in just a minute. And that would be fine. That would be the super quick and easy way. But some of you have seen me use a new embossing folder. And I don't know how well this will show up. There, you can see a little bit of the texture when I hold it that way. I think it's the Tasteful Textures embossing folder, and it's just a really neat, subtle. Use it for so many things. Background, it just creates textured cardstock in a flash. And so I took a piece that was just like 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it wasn't quite 4 1/4, and it wasn't quite 4 1/2. It was just 1/8 of an inch smaller than that, to create a little bit more interest and texture to the card front. But you wouldn't have to use it if you're in a real hurry, and sometimes I am in a real hurry and I just want to go with the easy way. But here I've got this that's been embossed. Hello, I see that Deb and Judy were able to hop on. And Judy, this is our brand new pink from the In Colors. It's the Magenta Madness. I hope I got that right. Yes, Magenta Madness. And I was noticing for this little beginner or introductory kit, if you like these cards and want to do like the super fast version of this, they have the classic stamp spots, the Stampin' Ink spots. There's a pair of them, the Just Jade and the Magenta Madness, and the two of them together are $8.25. So that's like if you don't want to buy like a full ink pad of the these two In Colors, you can get them in the Stampin' spot. So that's handy to know. Okay, so I'm going to use my liquid glue because now that I've textured this one layer of the card, I think the liquid glue is going to hold this down a whole lot better than a tape runner. But I'm going to, in my part of the, in my little chat at the end about something free that you might have around your house that you can help you with your stamping, I'm going to talk about adhesive and why you might want to use like a tape runner instead of a liquid glue. And I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Okay. Now, here we go. Here, this one I'm going to be, I don't know if this is faster or not. Let's see, maybe the tape runner is a little bit faster because you don't have to wait for the glue to come dribbling out to the bottom. All right, and then I can just lift this up and once it's straight. Okay, and I don't have my brand new tape runners yet. Stampin' Up! Has new tape runners that are called Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm not sure, my box might get here like maybe at the end of next week. Stampin' Up! Has been so busy sending out boxes of stuff from the new catalog that it's taking a while to get our first orders. So I'm looking forward to trying out the brand new tape runners to see how they work and what they're like. Oh, I'm glad you like the pink color, Judy. Yeah, it's like a wow fuchsia color. It is it's very beautiful. Okay, so I think this is the beauty of the liquid glue. I just have a moment or two to kind of adjust it and make sure that I've got things on kind of sort of straight, and sometimes I like turn things in various directions to see if it is somewhat straight. Okay, so now I've got a little piece of white cardstock, and now I better not trust my memory here. Okay, it's 2.5 inches long and it's 1 inch wide, and I went with the 1 inch partly because it worked well with the words that I'm using, but also because our banner punch is 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inches. So I'm going to just slide this in. And now when I slide it in all the way and it's such a small piece, I'm kind of worried that maybe it won't be centered with the banner. So I'm going to turn it upside down and look at it. And yeah, I think that's pretty close to being centered. You can see it cuts off quite a bit too. It takes a big chunk off, and then this is what is left. So you have to always, when you're using the banner punch, make your banner longer than you want, and because it's going to take off this amount. So all right, and what is that amount? Well, that amount is, let's see, that amount is about 1/2 inch. That's at the 1 inch area. Now it might be different at the 1.5 and 2 inch areas. Okay, as I said, I don't have my big box of new stuff here quite yet. It's in transit, and so I'm like, oh, I want Magenta Madness ink, just like they showed in this sample here, but I don't have it yet. They didn't have ink pads ready for us to pre-order as demonstrators. We could get the paper, but not the ink pads. So I went and looked in my stash, and Melon Mambo it's not really the same. In my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this has got to be really close. And it's quite different. It's got a lot more red in it. But what I discovered is after I stamped the Melon Mambo, and I'm going to make this a thank you card because I always need thank you cards. And you can see it looks a lot, or hopefully you can see, it looks a lot darker and there's a lot more red in it. But these flowers here, when I look on the package of paper, these ones are in the tones of Poppy Parade. And Melon Mambo is somewhere in between Magenta Madness and Poppy Parade. It's kind of like in between those two, and it kind of picks up the color of both. So I'm like, okay, I'll use Melon Mambo for now and call that good. Okay, so now I'm going to do something silly. Okay, I'm going to put this on sideways. Okay, here's why you might want to use a tape runner instead of liquid glue. Now with liquid glue, you have a little bit of time to slightly move it around, but once it's dried and set, it is like, it's done. There is no moving that. When it is dry, it's like fused permanently together. But with tape runner, if you get it on and you don't like it, and all my ladies who stamp with me know this, but you can grab dental floss, which most of you probably have hanging around the house. And if you don't have dental floss, you might have like thread. It would need to be a strong thread. You can go under with the dental floss and lift it up. And then sometimes you might want to go back and add a little bit more tape runner to it. And you can reattach it and fix your boo-boo. So that's my suggestion today for something free that you might have around the house, is if you need to fix a boo-boo and you're using a tape runner, dental floss is the cat's meow. It's the best. So that's it. I know it's not quite exactly the same as in the little introductory brochure, but it's where I got my inspiration, and I'm like, oh yeah, it just shows off this paper so pretty. And so we have so many lovely new packs of paper in the catalog. Here's another one that I absolutely adore. It's all different greens and greeneries. I think it's called Forever Fern. Oh, sorry, it's Forever Greenery. It was one of those two. Okay, and so I thought, okay, I want to try this same card idea, but I'll use the Forever Greenery because I love that paper. So there's a sample of it with the Forever Greenery, and yeah, and I think you could use almost any design of the floral paper in here, because these florals are so beautiful and are absolutely a center of attention that they make a clear and beautiful focal point for a simple card like this. So, and I do now, just to show you, it's not just this one that I got an idea from. There are lots of other cute ideas in here. This one shows how you can do stamping off and get the two different tones, a dark and a light tone, and it's got fun, cute fruit stamp in it. There's ideas for the zebra, more ideas, because the zebra is also in the big annual catalog, but they show more ideas and simple, doable ideas in here. There's a birthday stamp here, and it shows fun ways to use markers. So not only is it showing some stamp sets for sale, but it's also a really good little teaching brochure too. And then this kit at the back, I love the ideas in here, and these ones are really doable and quick ideas too. And I wanted to make a card that was similar to this. It ended up being just slightly different, but I'll show you what I came up with in the end. And again, here I used the Flowers for Every Season stamp set, and I'm hoping, are you able to see that? Oh, I'm just going back for for a second. Sorry, I'm going to remove this because, hi there, Nicole. Nicole has a question about the cardstock that's with the Forever Greenery. This is Pretty Peacock. It's an in color that's going into its second year, so it'll be around until until next May. So yeah, Pretty Peacock is the color of the base that I used for this one. Good question. And so this card, I kind of went with the idea shown here. This card kit has pre-printed bases and things, and I just used the new in color Bumblebee. And again, you can see I just am adoring this embossing folder. And so I did the banner sort of shape with the designer paper, and the size and dimensions of this little piece are slightly different than this one, and I decided to offset it. It could go centered here too, like this one. And then I just used some of our the twine, no, it's not, linen thread is what they call it. And then I had some old sequins, kind of little shiny sequins, because they have some on the sample here, but they're probably really hard for you to see. And this was a super quick and fun card to do too. So yeah, if you don't have a copy of this beginner brochure, or if you don't have a copy of the annual catalog and you really, really want one because there's lots of great new things in it, please send me a message and I can get those out to you. Also, if you love all the papers in the new annual catalog and you'd like to get a sampling of each of them, I have, I think, 2 spots left in my latest paper share. So you'd get a quarter of a package of every 12 by 12 pack of paper, and a quarter of a package basically is, if you take one sheet and you cut it in half, that half sheet is a quarter of the pack. So you'd get a piece of every pack, a quarter of that, and then you'd get a piece of every paper design in the 6x6 pack, because there's 4 of each sample, so you get 1 of each. And so yeah, if you are loving the paper in the catalog, I have a spot or 2 left. So anyways, thanks for joining me for our coffee break stamping Saturday here. I hope you got some quick and easy ideas, and get out those papers and those cardstocks and get using them, because there are lots of beautiful things that you can make with them that don't take any time at all. And if you need any product, please be in touch. I'll help you as best I can, or if you're shopping on my website, you can use the host code that's shown here. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me this morning. Have a great Saturday. Don't blow away if you live here in Moose Jaw. Bye for now.